Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. I wanted to let you know that the next three sessions of Thoughts Roundup will be done from splitting up. How would I say this? Let me just go back. Brother Giot in Gulfport, Mississippi, asked me to come. And his men every year go out into the woods, about an hour and a half away, I suppose. And they build up big fires at night and stay in the woods hunting for several days. And Brother Giot asked me to come out and speak to them around the fireside. And that I did. And so the next three segments will be based on what I did around the fire. So, God bless you. I hope that you do enjoy it. He said the light was still burning. I said, I know what you're talking about, catching stuff like that. He said, I hung a fish one time, and he said it was just going all over and diving down, and he said, I wrestled it, and I thought it was going to break my line. He said, finally, it broke the water, and it was a catfish. And said it was probably, it looked like a little, a young shark. And said all of a sudden it went down, and then I thought it hung my hook. And he said it wasn't anybody there but me, and it was a warm day. And he said, so I said, I'm not going to lose that hook and that bait and all that stuff. He said, I'm just going to take off my clothes and dive down in there and unhook it. Well, he told the man, he said, I dove down in there, and he said there was an old car down in there. And he said that catfish had backed up in that old car, and he said I was swimming towards it, and said just as I got there, he rolled the window up. The other guy said, all right, Joe. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll blow out that light if you'll roll that window back down. I have a little problem with my memory. But anyway, I've got to, that's good. I tell you what, I want to be serious just a little bit, and then not too much. I don't want to be. I want to tell you a story that's a true story. And the reason I'm thinking about it is because of this setting. Brother Paul Mooney up in Indianapolis at Calvary Tabernacle, he asked me, his men go out like this every year, and they build a big bonfire and then have somebody come out and speak a little bit. And so when I got out there that afternoon about 2 o'clock, the Lord began to deal with me. And I'm not trying to be spiritual, but this is actually the way it was. The Lord began to deal with me, and I told Brother Mooney, I said, Brother Mooney, I want you to give me, if you got someplace I don't want to be around people. The Lord, I want to be by myself. And so he got a big motor home there that nobody was in, and I got in that, and I stayed all afternoon. And I walked out to the fire, and I said to the men, I said, I want to tell you what I feel like the Lord has told me today. And I said, why don't you, a lot of you are businessmen, a lot of you are used to having your own companies and this and that. I said, why don't you set aside a little money? $1,000, $500, $5,000, and start a new business and dedicate it to the church and give the church all of it. Why don't you do that? And so the burden lifted, and I walked away, and we had a good time that night. And a year later, Pastor Mooney called me, and he said, Brother Marler, he said, a man just came over and talked to me in my office, one of my men, and he said he was at that fire that night, and he said, I went home and I put aside $5,000 and started a fiber optic business. And he said he is being offered right now 350 something million for the company. And so
here
he said, but he's holding out for 400 million. And so he said, I tell you what, Brother Marler, when he pays it, he said, I'm going to give you $1 million to retire on. And I said, okay. And I promise you, I didn't let it bother me. I knew I didn't have it. And the fiber optic business crashed. It crashed. The man owed more taxes. He owed taxes and never got anything out of it. And I guess the fire made me tell it. I've never worried about not getting the money because I never really 100% expected it. But you folks here are sitting around this fire. You don't have to start a business. You don't have to do anything like that. But you no doubt hold a big part. You hold the key to the growth and the well-being of the church. Don't ever minimize your part, and don't wait until there's no opportunity or no time. Start Sunday.
Yes.
Start Sunday.
It's good.
Being more to the church than you've ever been in your life.
No, Monday.